Good evening, everybody. It's once again Ted the Speed Learner, and tonight's video is entitled 150,000 views. Now, before I even begin, let me tell you something. We are still going through a heat wave right here in the great state of Illinois, and if you don't believe me, you can look at the National Weather Service. They'll tell you what kind of a heat wave we're going through. Do you remember me telling you that in Ottawa? Well, it's still going on, people. So, yeah. That's why I'm in here and the sun is out there. Okay. Having got through all that, 150,000 views. Now, technically, it's actually 151,674, and you can see that right up there. And yes, I do have 468 subscribers. Just a little mention. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to say, well, in light of the Colorado tragedy at the movie theater, why are you talking about anything that's positive? Well, you know what? Even in a tragedy like Colorado, there are things that are positive. That's right. It's a positive thing to think that people still lay down their lives for their fellow human beings. That's a positive thing. That means humanity hasn't gone so depraved that they ignore the plight of their fellow human beings, especially in a crisis like that. Now, here's some interesting thoughts. Now, if I was a parent and I wanted to go see Batman, which there's nothing wrong with that, I certainly wouldn't want to take my 6-year-old kid along with me, especially into a crowd of people like that, not only thinking about my own personal safety, but the personal safety of the child that I had with me. We're not talking about a 5 o'clock showing where there's a whole bunch of kids, a whole bunch of families, a whole bunch of parents. We're talking about a midnight showing of a potentially violent movie and taking a 6-year-old along with me. I just wouldn't do it. Maybe parents will think about that the next time there's a movie premiere. If you have enough money to go to a movie premiere with a little 6-year-old like that, then perhaps you might round up just a bit more money and have the 6-year-old be babysat while you go to the movie. You might die at the movie, but by golly, at least your kid would still be alive. Just a thought. Something to think about. That's just the way I would feel. Okay? Now, here's another thought. You didn't see some kind of a super violent shooting at the premiere of The Passion of the Christ or at the Muppet movie. Have you ever noticed that these kind of violent things happen to Batman? Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with going to see Batman, but what I'm saying here is to assume going to a movie like that at a midnight premiere that you're automatically going to be safe. Not in this day and age. I would know better than that. And if I was part of a newlywed couple, wouldn't I want to take my wife to see a more romantic movie than Batman? If I wanted to go see Batman, I would have gone by myself and not taken my spouse with me. Just a thought. Now, if she's a big Batman fan, we would have gone to an earlier showing maybe. Or maybe go on a couple of days later. To be a part of something like that, I mean, it's hectic as it is. And then you go to see that. Might make you think about what kinds of movies you're actually seeing at the movie theater. And if you start thinking about the kinds of movies you see at the movie theater, you might be a better person. I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. You think what you want. But that's the way I think. I think there are better movies to take a spouse to than Batman. Unless, of course, you're both fans of Batman, and I would have just waited till the next day. Or maybe a couple of days later. You don't have to be at the premiere. Okay? Shoot, with the way ticket prices are and popcorn prices and everything else, might wait till it comes on DVD and you go watch it at home. A lot less likely to get shot. I'm not saying it'll never happen, but it's a lot less likely. Just some thinking there. Okay? Shoot, you can have your own party for as much as you're paying at the movie theater. Just a thought. But it's those kinds of things. It's getting you people to think that comes as a positive thing out of a horrible tragedy like this. Also, another positive thought, in case you were wondering, was how many people gathered together to mourn for all those victims. Obviously, there are people that are still full of heart and emotion in our country. That's a positive thing. We're not totally depraved yet. So like I said, not everything is negative about this movie theater experience. Some of it was very positive. Okay. Having said all of that, I think people kind of missed what I was talking about when I was talking about the Reply Girls. I'm not saying that they didn't do anything wrong. Of course they did some things that were wrong. But it's about your character that counts. It's your character that counts. It has nothing to do with what they're doing. It's about what you do. Okay? When you stand there, give him a bunch of thumbs down and give him some of the most horrid comments I've ever seen out of human beings. Would you really say those kind of things in public, even to the biggest scoundrel in the world? Are we back to the days in which if somebody was a thief, we automatically just cut off both their hands? Is that what we are? I thought we were a better society than that. I guess not. I'm not saying that what they were doing was right. I never said that. But what I am saying is, number one, this is a challenge to us. If we're making such great content, it doesn't matter how many times the Reply Girls reply to us. They're still going to want to watch our content over them. When you're seeing the thing is, you should feel honored that they would even go to the trouble of giving a reply to your video. They chose yours over somebody else's. That means they found you interesting enough to make a reply to. You don't see the Reply Girls making thousands of responses to my videos, do you? Obviously, they don't think me too interesting, but they will. I'll change that. I will get their attention. But not in a meanness, but as a mental challenge. I want to mentally challenge these people. Maybe if all of you mentally challenge them, they might become better YouTubers, and we'd have a better community. This is a golden opportunity for you to challenge the Reply Girls. You know, there were these two salesmen. Both were shoe salesmen. And they went to an island where every inhabitant on the island didn't wear shoes. The one guy says, "Oh man, these people, they don't wear shoes. I'm out of here. I'll never get a shoe to sold to these people." The other guy's like, "Wow, what an opportunity. None of these people have shoes. I'm going to make a killing on this." Like I said, it's about your attitude that counts. Either you're going to be the guy that says, I ain't going to mess with this. They're never going to buy my shoes anyway, and take off. Or you can say, man, I'm going to cash in on this. I can get all these shoes sold to these people because none of them have shoes. It's about your attitude. Maybe if you made better videos, they would either make better videos to challenge yours, or they may just go away. And if you kept replying to every one of their replies and challenged them on a more intellectual level, they'd either leave you alone or they'd become better YouTubers. Either way, we all win. That's what I'm thinking. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my response to, let me see who it is, Tay Real Fake. Tay Real Fake. Thank you for saying I was a nice guy, but this is what I'm trying to get people to understand. It's not about their character. It's about yours. Facing up to a challenge, becoming a better YouTuber for it. My gosh, you might even get better ratings if you make better videos. think of this as a challenge. You make the better videos, you challenge them to make the better videos, and YouTube becomes a better experience. Let me tell you something. There is a saying that says, if you can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen. Well, if I'm replying to every one of their replies, they'll either want to reply back, or they'll leave. Either way, I win. You got to think of a situation where you can win no matter what. And this is what I'm talking about. I'm hoping they'll become better YouTubers. But if they decide to leave, so be it. Either way. Makes no difference to me. But I'm still going to make these reply videos and see if they'll take me up on the challenge. I hope they do. Now then, there's some other videos that I've had. Teens React to Prom, that was one of them. I got a lot of negative comments on that. I got thumbs down on the wazoo because of this. Okay? Let me tell you something. Think about Christopher Reeve. That was a handsome guy. Oh, every girl was just drooling over him until he became a quadriplegic. What I'm trying to get girls to understand is that you can't just solely base your relationships on what the guy looks like. Because you start doing that and you find out a real horrible monster lives inside that beautiful body. When the beautiful body's gone, you still have to live with the monster inside. Okay? When a guy serenades you, that means he actually is taking an interest in you and he's willing to do things for you. That's a good character. Now, I didn't say he had everything perfect, but that's a good character. That's a good start. That is the kind of person you need to seriously consider for a date and possibly even marriage. Now, I said consider. I didn't say that that was all of it. I said that's the first step. This guy went to an effort to serenade you. Guys that go to efforts for you have at least some character to them. Now, I didn't say they had everything right, and there may be still some problems, but that's the first thing, and I couldn't get anybody to understand that, and I'm sorry they didn't. And those people that thumbs me down on that are the same people that are going to have divorces. I am not kidding you. They're going to get divorced because they are still looking on the outside instead of on the inside. That's almost a guarantee. That's why we have a over 50% divorce rate in the United States. Period. You can debate me all you want, but I'm telling you the facts state for themselves. You ask those gals what was the first thing they considered when they tried to get married, they'll tell you it was the outer looks, and I tell you what, in the end, that's why they got a divorce. Because the monster was inside, not appearing on the outside. Jeffrey Dahmer didn't look like a monster. People. Ted Bundy did not look like a monster. They were monsters, but they didn't look like one. Get real. Another one I got a bunch of bad comments on. And let me see if I can pull up the title here real quick. Because I tell you what, I got a whole bunch of bad comments. Let's see. I'm going to go down here. Wow, let's see. Oh. Well, I didn't do too bad on my response to JB fan video. I was just trying to make some interesting points and nobody really got them. Sorry about that. If you want to inquire about that, you go right ahead because I'll tell you. Video response to high-waisted shorts. I made some really good points and some people just didn't get it. I'm sorry they didn't. And I have not forgotten about you, Bart J. Austin. Okay, Bart J. Austin, I hope you go to his channel. I have not forgotten about you. I just haven't gotten back to you yet. I am so sorry to find out that the video made by Ashermore was fake. That's horrible. I'm sorry. I'm very disappointed about that. And I'm going down here. Let's see. I mean, there's I tell you what, another one, before we get to the one I really want to get to, another one was NBC Revolutions. Boy, I have been getting lots of thumbs down for that one. And I have been really shocked about this. Are you kidding me? Look at the drought. They're already telling people not to throw cigarette butts out their car windows because they could start wildfires. What if a series of wildfires started across the United States and the emergency vehicles couldn't stop the fires? You know, in the Bible, it is stated in the book of Revelation that the destruction at the end will take away 5/6 of the population. So over 80% of the people will die in that last part of Revelations. And that Revelation period is supposed to be a 7-year period of time. Now, if 5/6 of the population can be wiped out in less than 7 years, can you imagine what would happen with NBC Revolutions happening? I'm telling you this, within my lifetime, you're going to see the internet go. You might even see the electrical grid go. Millions upon millions of people will die because of that. And it will happen within my lifetime. I don't know when. I could be well old and gray before this all happens. But I'm telling you, within my lifetime, you're going to see this. Exactly when, I can't tell you. I don't know. But I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. You're going to see the internet go away. You're going to see lots of people being thrown into debtors' prisons. You're going to see that. Make no mistake. So don't say you aren't going to see it, because you are going to see it. But there was a couple other responses. Let's see. Well, I got pretty good responses with what kid shows taught me. Let's see. I may have to go. I know I got a lot of stuff to cover here, and I'm sorry it's going a little slowly, but there was a reason for all of this. Yeah, that was when I went to Springfield. Let's see. I'm getting real close here. I've got real good responses for the Michael Bloomberg thing, which is great. I was thrilled about that. Well, I'm not finding it here. Oh, Isaac's live lip dub proposal. Isaac's live lip dub proposal. I got a whole bunch of thumbs down over that. Okay. Let me tell you something. Here was the problem with the video. The gal was in the back trunk area of that minivan or whatever the heck it was, and she was not wearing a seatbelt. Now, I don't know how many of you people have ever watched videos of wrecks that have happened at 5 and 10 miles an hour. But she could have gotten seriously hurt, and if she'd have hit the concrete with her head, traveling at that speed, she could have had a concussion. It could have killed her. This is not a lie. This is the truth. She should have been belted in, and for them to show that she wasn't belted in was wrong. That's why I made that video response. Okay? It was absolutely wrong. And I don't know why you people thumbs that down. You guys are just simply not thinking about personal safety at this point. You didn't give a dang what happened to her. And that's wrong. Okay? Now, the other one I got thumbs down on was 2931. Now, this requires a little concept training here. Think about this for a second. Okay, officially, the buildings that held the disco halls are gone. That's true. But you don't track these people down by the buildings. Okay? You track these people down by the music and the neon lights. That's what attracted the people to disco in the first place, was the music and the neon lights. That's what attracted me to disco music, was the neon lights and the music. I love the music and I love the neon lights. So if you're listening, if you suddenly cross into some place and you hear that music and you see those neon lights, more than likely you're going to find the people that loved that particular whatever. Let me tell you something. Any place you go, as long as you got neon lights and that kind of music, you can turn into any disco you want. Any building can be turned into a disco at any time. You follow the music and you follow the lights. And if you follow those, you'll find the people that loved disco. And they're not bad people at all. And many of those people, not all of them, certainly there was a lot of them that did a lot of foolish things. They got married, they had kids, so on and so forth. But there were some people. Now, yeah, okay, I'm going to get flack for this. I'm talking about people that just jumped into marriages, just jumped into parenthood, okay, because they had really gotten themselves intoxicated. And because of their intoxication, they got into foolish marriages, which led to foolish kids, which led to the nightmares that they lived through. That's what I'm talking about here. Foolish marriages, foolish parenthood. All because you got yourself wasted. But there were some of us who escaped all that, saw what was going to happen, and decided that's not the way we wanted to live. And we hid out until such time as we became financially stable. A lot of us, when we were in the disco era, were not well off at all. Financially, we were practically dead broke. Now, what does it mean to be financially stable? There's another key. And boy, I got a lot of flack for this. I never said we were rich. I said we were financially stable. What does that mean? This is what I was talking about in NBC Revolutions. Okay? See that chest of drawers over there? That's paid for. That I own that. It may not look like the best thing in the world, but it's paid for. That TV set is paid for. That lamp is paid for. The phone is paid for. The books over here, the videos, and all of the other stuff that I was talking about, they're paid for. I own them. Not that I bought them on credit. I actually own these things. My car is paid for. My house is paid for. That's what I'm talking about. Do you understand the difference? In other words, I'm not in debt. That's financial stability. Has nothing to do with being rich. I never said I was rich. I said I was financially stable. I'm just about to the point where it could technically be possible, although I would rather see a much better situation right now, but technically it could be possible for me to not only support myself, but possibly even a significant other if I really scraped it. It would not be the most ideal condition, I guarantee you that. But it's technically possible. Now, what is possible and what is reality is two different things. I never said that it was reality. I said technically it would be possible for me to support myself and one other. Technically. But it would be quite a struggle. And that's because I'm not in heavy debt. You understand? Okay. That's financial stability. Okay. I don't think that I'm in the kind of financial situation that I would like to be. It's not the ideal financial situation that I would like to be in a relationship. I think I could do a little better. That's what I'm working on right now, is to be a little better off. Because I don't want it to be a struggle between me and a spouse. I want it to be more harmonious. That's why I don't just go out and date all the time. Okay? But, like I said, technically speaking, because I have so little debt, I could support myself and a spouse in a most struggling manner. Okay? It wouldn't be the prettiest situation, but I could do it. But like I said, I would rather be in a much better situation, and that's what I'm working on right now. Okay? So you see the difference? I'm financially stable, but not rich. Okay. Do you guys see what I'm trying to tell you here? Now, to end this video on a more positive note, I did videotape the Macon County Relay for Life for the third year in a row. This year was the first year I videotaped the Piatt County, Illinois Relay for Life, and I think both of those are positives. I am going to videotape the Razzle Dazzle Good Time Parade for the fourth year in a row. I am also going to go to the Cowden Pioneer Days and videotape that parade. So those are positive things. But it is definitely a positive thing to reach 150,000 views. And there's nothing wrong with bringing a little positive even into a kind of a negative tragedy like this. And I bet you'd like to sit there and go, well, man, I'd like for this guy to shut up. Well, you know what? You're about to get your wish, because I pretty much said everything I'm going to say here. Hopefully you guys got everything I was trying to tell you. If you didn't, leave me a comment down below. Let me know. Quit thumbsing me down. That is a cowardly thing to do. If you have something to say, by golly, say it. But don't give me a derogatory comment. Okay? I'm sick and tired of these derogatory comments. And let me tell you something. I'm not going to sit there and shy away and run away. If you leave me a derogatory comment, it's going to be immediately removed and you're going to be blocked instantly. And I'm going to tell you flat out why you got blocked. Period. Don't like it? Tough. But to get back to being positive, I think it's a wonderful thing that everybody has subscribed to me the way they have. I think it's wonderful that you guys have engaged me in these kind of conversations. And I think that it's wonderful that you guys give me some feedback. I really do. So, if you're one of the reply girls, challenge me. I'm all out there for you. If you're not a reply girl, challenge me anyway. I'd love to hear from you. Hopefully I'm making some difference in people's lives. My primary goal here has always been and continues to be to educate those that are facing eviction and starvation, and for those that are facing bullyism and want to get out. That's what this channel's all about, and anything extra just happens to be extra. I also want to give a big thank you to Booball1067. She was talking to me about some Euclid proofs. I will try to get those up tonight. If not tonight, we'll try to get them up this week. Anyway, if I remember right, TonyL447, you got into my video response source contest for this upcoming week. If nobody else challenges you, you'll probably end up being the winner. So, if you guys don't want him to win, better put some video responses in here. Alright, that's all I've got to say for this evening. I will tell you more in a future video. Stay tuned.